I said it trying to be brave, like honesty could fix what it was about to break. We were intimate on Saturday, I told Dr. Feldman, my hands inside my sleeves like I could hide them. And I drifted. I had to think of something else to finish. Sometimes that something else is my ex. The room felt smaller as soon as the word X hit the carpet. The clock made that soft doctor's office tick. Evan's jaw didn't move, but his eyes did. Just once, to the corner where the tissue box sat, like he already knew it would be involved. Dr. Feldman, did her therapist nod? You use the word, sometimes. How often would you say this happens? Not always, I said too quickly. Just when I'm anxious. Or if we've argued. Or if it's late, and my head won't quiet. So often, Evan said.
Calm.
Even. Which is worse than loud. I turned toward him. It's not about wanting him, I rushed. It's just intrusive. Like muscle memory.
Dr.
Feldman folded her hands. What does intrusive mean here, Liza? It means I don't invite it, I said. I'm not trying to compare you to Miguel. It's like when you hum a song you don't even like. My mind grabs whatever is filed under worked before and the file is him, Evan said, finally looking at me. We'd been coming to couples therapy for 6 weeks because our wedding was in 3 months, and we were fighting about things people fight about when they're standing in line at a future. Money, in-laws, how late is late when you go out with friends.
Dr.
Feldman was supposed to be prehab. She made us say, I feel, instead of you always. She gave us handouts. She was good at eye contact without letting you drown in it. Today was supposed to be about stress. I had a color-coded to-do list for seating charts and vendor deposits. Evan had a spreadsheet for the honeymoon. He's a spreadsheet in human form. Careful rows, tidy columns. I wasn't planning to bring up Miguel, because why would I? I hadn't seen him in 3 years. He lives in Phoenix now. He posts gym selfies and birthday shoutouts to his dog. He's not a ghost, he's a push notification. But Saturday night wouldn't leave me alone. We were fine for the first 10 minutes, and then my brain, this skittish, brilliant traitor, went static. I thought about the laundry in the dryer, the email I hadn't sent, the church deposit due on Tuesday, the fact that my mother had hinted about inviting 2 of her cousins without asking me. And then, because my body wanted to be heroic, it handed me an image it knew would work, a balcony in Santa Monica 5 years ago, a younger me with a reckless smile, the particular angle of a jaw I haven't touched since before the pandemic. I finished. Evan kissed my shoulder. I cried in the bathroom after like a thief who broke into her own house.
Dr.
Feldman asked, what does it do to you, Evan, to hear that? He breathed out. I don't want a metaphor, he said. I just want to be enough. I am telling you because I want to fix it, I said, leaning forward like urgency could count as sincerity. I want you without needing tricks. Was Saturday the first time? He asked. No, I said, and watched a muscle jump near his temple. How many times? His voice didn't leave the couch, but mine did. I don't have a number, I said. A handful? Over a year? It's not constant.
Dr.
Feldman held up a hand. Let's slow down. Liza, you're trying to name a pattern. Evan, you're trying to understand your reality. Both are true. He nodded once, that careful nod a man gives when he's absorbing a blow and doesn't think the floor should see it. Is Miguel still in your life?
Dr.
Feldman asked me. No, I said, honest. Then I ruined it. I mean, I see his stuff sometimes. We have mutuals. And he'd med once at Christmas. Nothing gross. Just hope you're well. I didn't answer. Evan looked at Dr. Feldman. When she says didn't answer, it means she sent the screenshot to her group chat so they could admire how noble she was not to answer. I flushed because he wasn't wrong. I told you about that. You told me after, he said.
Dr.
Feldman wrote something down. The clock ticked. I could hear the couple after us in the hall, early as usual. Liza, she said, what would you need to start unlinking arousal from old imagery? Less stress, I said immediately. Sleep. Maybe more novelty? I read that helps. and I could stop doom scrolling. I know it doesn't help to see his face. And you, she said to Evan. What do you need in the next week? He looked at the rug. Then he looked at me. Respect, he said. And quiet. My brain is a radio station that just started playing a song I didn't request. Meaning, she prompted gently. Meaning I need time to decide if I can marry someone who imagines another man while I'm literally inside her, he said without raising his voice. I need to know if that's a thing I can metabolize or a thing that will rot me from the center out. I reached for his hand. He stood up. It wasn't theatrical. He didn't slam the door or say a line that could go on a t-shirt. He just stood, slid his wallet into his back pocket and said, I'm going to cancel with the venue. We'll deal with deposits later. I'm getting my own place for now. You can have the apartment through the month. I'll send a list of what I'm picking up. Please don't text me paragraphs. Email for logistics. Evan, I said, like his name could be a spell. He paused at the door, one hand on the frame. I asked 3 times over the past year if there was anyone else in our bedroom, he said, not accusing, not pleading, just reading a fact. You said no. The answer was yes, and he has a name. I'm not going to referee your imagination. He looked at Dr. Feldman. Thank you, he said, meaning it. Then he left the office with that same even walk he uses when he's carrying fragile things. We both watched the door swing back to its soft close click.
Dr.
Feldman didn't rush in. She passed me the tissue box I'd memorized earlier. This is a lot, she said. Do you want to sit for a minute, or should we talk about next steps? I want to fix it, I said again, pathetic. I don't want to lose him. Wanting and willing are different, she said. Sometimes the most loving thing is not talking at someone who's already told you what they can't be part of. But I was honest, I said, hearing the kindergarten in it. You were, she said. Now you're receiving a consequence that doesn't punish you. It protects him. Honesty is not a coupon for continuing. On the drive home, I called my friend Gigi and practiced the story where I'm the brave fiancé who confessed a difficult truth because she believes in transparency. She listened, bless her, and then said, Babes, you're brave, and you're also messy. She didn't let me turn Miguel into a symbol. Block him. Actually block him. Don't hide him behind muting and pretend that's boundary work. By the time I reached our exit, an email had already landed. Subject, access/logistics/ring. I'll come by Saturday 10 to 12 with my brother to collect my tools, books, and bike. I'll bring boxes. Please set aside anything you think might be mine. I'll inventory as I go and share the doc with you after, so we don't argue about mugs. I'm calling the venue this afternoon to ask about returning 50%. I'll eat the rest. It's my decision to cancel. I'll send you whatever they say in writing. Please leave the ring on the dresser in the blue box. No note. I don't need a ribbon on this. For now, email only. I won't read long texts or answer late calls. If you need something urgent, put urgent in the subject line. Otherwise, logistics by end of day. I'm not going to tell anyone why. I hope you don't either. I typed I'm sorry, and then watched it look like nothing. I added I love you, and it looked like a trick. I deleted both and wrote okay. The ring will be there. You would think the worst part is losing the wedding we'd been building like a Jenga tower. Cake tasting, my mother's dress, the guest list spreadsheet with names grouped by must-have and parents fight if missing. It wasn't. The worst part was picturing him in that blue therapy chair hearing me say Miguel and knowing that his body would never again be a place without that name. Saturday came. He arrived at 10:02 with his brother, who nodded like a polite bouncer. Evan carried out his toolbox, his childhood shoebox of baseball cards, the framed print his sister gave him of the skyline in the city where he grew up. He didn't ask to use the bathroom. He didn't glance at the bookshelf and say, "You can keep the Murakami. You read it first." He wore a t-shirt I'd bought him from a weird coffee shop in Seattle, and I had to bite my tongue to keep from saying that's mine. Nothing is mine. Everything was ours. He set a banker's box on the dresser and paused when he saw the ring. He didn't touch it. He lifted the box instead and wrote ring, left on the inventory sheet without looking at me. Boundaries are boring in person. That's their power. My mother wanted a villain. She wanted me to say Evan overreacted, that men are fragile, that everyone has a past. I told her the softer truth, that Evan is building a life he won't have to argue with at 2 a.m., that he wants a body to be a room, not a museum with old exhibits behind glass, that I brought a guest into our bed and then congratulated myself for confessing it after. I blocked Miguel. Not muted.
Blocked.
I erased the saved Santa Monica balcony from the highlight reel in my head by deleting the actual photos from my drive. It didn't make me noble. It made me empty for a while.
Dr.
Feldman said emptiness can be a gift if you stop stuffing it. 2 weeks later, I went back to therapy alone. I sat in the blue chair and said, I think I lit a match because I was afraid of the dark. She said, or because you thought a spark meant warmth and forgot what else fire does. I told her about how I use memory as a remote control, skipping to the part that works. She told me to practice staying. To let arousal be awkward without rescue for a month. To tell my body thank you, and also we are doing it different now. Evan sent one last email. Subject, final/utilities/forwarding. He transferred me off the electric bill and forwarded my mail for 2 weeks. He listed what he'd taken and attached the inventory. He signed with a typed Evan, not E. That's how you know a person has retired from your nickname. He wins. Not because he humiliated me or told my mother anything weaponized. Not because he posted a screenshot of my confession with a "men deserve better" caption. He wins because he didn't debate whether my honesty was brave. He accepted that it was true and chose not to live inside of it. He wins because he canceled a wedding without turning it into a trial, paid the difference without a tally, and refused to be the rehab center for my nostalgia. He wins because he didn't slam the door. He just left it exactly as closed as it needed to be. If you were waiting for the part where he softens and asks me back, that's not the story. The moral isn't that honesty saved us. It's that sometimes honesty saves you by showing you the line you crossed. Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching. She came clean in therapy that she thinks about her ex in bed. He didn't explode. He stood up, canceled the wedding, set calm logistics, and walked away. Honesty matters, but it doesn't obligate someone to stay. If you liked this video, please subscribe for more. Thanks, and see y'all tomorrow.